Alright, the weather got a little warmer. I don't see any flowers and stuff around here anyways. And what did I read today? This was kind of interesting. You know, a lot of places are starting to use things like drone delivery and they're flying near things like buildings. Well, how about this one? Apparently one of them crashed. This one says, drone delivering food crashes in Gurgaon housing complex, firm booked. A drone delivering food crashed in a residential housing complex in Gurgaon on Thursday, said police, adding that an FIR has been registered against the company for violating Code of Criminal Procedure Section 144 imposed in the city. Head Constable Sanu mentioned in the complaint that a drone of the company, Sky Air, fell at a housing complex of G Block of South City 2 Gurgaon Sector 50. An order under CRPC Section 144 on unmanned aerial devices was in effect as CM Manohar Lal Khattar was visiting the city. So, an FIR has been registered against the company, said Sanu, adding that drones carrying items below 5 kilograms are allowed and the weight of items carried by this drone was less than that. The drone crashed against the building and came down. We have asked them to provide the permission and documents sought to operate it when the order was in effect. Further investigation is underway, said the complainant. The drone was delivering food from Vipo Trade Center to Fresco Apartments when it crashed 50 meters away from the destination. Well, it's one of those things too. You could expect things like this to be more common anyways in terms of drone delivery, and it's one of those things I said before, ironically, where you're probably going to see major accidents, drones crashing into airplanes and so forth once all these regulations and stuff come out. It's one of those things where I've said all the time, it's more about how are you going to deal with it when it happens, because inevitably it will. So what was the result of this crash too? It says Satish Yadav Residents Welfare Association, head of G Block South City 2, said that the drone destroyed a dish antenna, flower pot, and a window before the crash. The 50-kilogram drone was flying 200 meters above the ground while carrying items of 5 kilograms. Had it fallen on a person, it would have resulted in a serious accident. The lawn where the drone was found was a few meters away from a children's park. It raised serious concerns for the residents of the housing complex. The drone goes above our residential complex 4 times a day, and we have always been concerned about the noise it makes, said Yadav. Sky Air partners with different platforms, including Swiggy, Dunzo, Flipkart, and Blue Dart, among others. Despite several attempts, the company did not respond to the calls and messages. Well, are people okay with commercial operators, for example, running their drones in this way around neighborhoods? Again, people were fearing recreational people flying toys and all that, and yet, again, you're going to expect these accidents to occur. And with that thought of drones in neighborhoods, buildings and all that, this has been in the news too in terms of drones replacing things like helicopters. How about this one? This one says, drone replace helicopters for checking bush power lines. Endeavour Energy will replace noisy helicopters with stealthy drones for its annual safety checks of over 13,000 kilometers of power lines in bushfire-prone areas. The upcoming bushfire season is especially concerning because the current summer's rains and high temperatures have supercharged forest undergrowth, according to Steve Lett, head of Digital Endeavour. Previously, helicopters were the go-to choice for the NSW power distribution network that operates in Sydney's western outskirts, the Blue Mountains, Southern Highlands, Illawarra, and South Coast. But Mr. Lett said helicopters cause problems because of their noise level, particularly for customers with livestock, saying, quote, the introduction of drones equipped with high-resolution cameras and advanced sensors aims to mitigate these issues. It's kind of an interesting, I guess, kind of a twist of story in regards to how, like in the previous one, people were always saying the drones are noisy and so forth. Well, now in these instances, they're saying, well, they're not as noisy as the helicopters, so allow them through, I guess, huh? And this was kind of an interesting read. Doesn't sound like it was a malfunction in terms of a door opening in an airplane, but somebody tried to do it themselves. It says, flight diverted to Winnipeg after a passenger tried to open plane door. People flying from Vancouver to Toronto on Friday had to make a pit stop in Winnipeg after a passenger tried to open the airplane's door. WestJet's Flight 710 was diverted to the Winnipeg-Richardson International Airport shortly after 4 p.m. Friday, a spokesperson for Winnipeg Airport Authority said, saying, quote, our crew are trained to handle passengers who may pose a safety hazard to themselves or others, as well as in de-escalating many situations to protect everyone on board, said a WestJet spokesperson in an email to CBC News. RCMP and an emergency medical service met the plane when it landed and took the passenger into their custody, the spokesperson added. They also noted that it's impossible to open pressurized airplane doors when flying at high altitudes. Now, it makes you wonder what was going on there and why the person did that. There has actually been a lot more people here locally. I've been reading the news, not airplane related, but in terms of things like SkyTrains, there have been people jumping on the tracks. It makes you wonder what is going on right now. Is there just too much stress, for example, for people in their lives? Alright, see you guys later.